So if you're wondering, what? How are you playing against Quill, Mordred? Well, outside of actually just knowing Quill, Amplitude, which is the game devs behind this game, have gotten a couple of the really big streamers. So Quill18, Lewis from the Yogscast, Burke Black, Lamidia, Spiff, and Zerator. They've taken 3D images of their face, and they've actually created a full-on avatar. So whereas we've got Lucy over here as our avatar, if we came up against Quill as an AI, then that would be using Quill's avatar. And likewise with all of the others. So we've got Burke, Lewis, Lamidia, Quill, Spiff, and Zerator. Furthermore, and this I think is actually the cooler bit, because I had not seen this bit done before, is they got each of those guys to do a psych report. So they did like a psych evaluation, and they have converted the results of that into an AI. So you can actually play against, for example, Quill. I just absolutely love that idea. I am so freaking jealous of these people, because that's such an amazing idea. So if you want to get these for yourselves, you can. All you need to do is watch their streams. If they are playing Humankind, you basically need to watch 30 minutes of their stream and you will get access to their character in the game. If you want to get access to this build, which I am playing right now, this is the Lucy OpenDev game. There are two ways of doing it. It is available to the public. The first one, if you get a pre-order of Humankind, you will have access to it. All of the OpenDev stuff, I think, is now just available to everyone who has pre-ordered. The other way is if you watch up to 3 hours of people playing Humankind, and I'm still trying to work out how to get this to apply to me, because right now it doesn't, then you will also get access to the OpenDev Lucy using the Twitch drops. So, if you're watching, like, usually they'll put it in their title. So, for example, and I am totally just advertising for other people right now, but it's fine. It's a cool idea. I hadn't really seen this used in a good way yet, and now I'm like, okay, I like it. Huzzah! I had a page open where it was everyone that was doing Humankind. There we go. So, for example, Bokun right now is streaming this. He's got drops enabled. He has spoken to the developers. They've given him a code. And then basically just by watching Bokun, you have to watch up to for 3 hours. More than 3 hours, not up to 3 hours. More than 3 hours of Humankind in total with people that have drops enabled. And you will find that by if you go to their channel in the chat area, you'll get a pop-up saying drops enabled, would you like to claim, and then you need to connect your stuff. So Bo definitely has it. Let me just refresh this so I have the latest. And he seems to be the only one at the moment. Oh no, and we've got Moab as well, if you are German and want to see it in German. I have messaged the devs. I'm hoping to get this for myself, because I know a couple of others about my size have it. So we shall see. But it's pretty cool. So if you watch 3 hours of Humankind with anyone that has drops enabled, then you will be able to get a copy of the OpenDev as well. That's not the full game, that's just this build. And you can play it for yourselves for 150 turns. Slurfen, thank you very much for the gifted subs. Very much appreciate that. And wow, this browser does not want to scroll at all. Trying to see who you got there. D Hockey D. OMG Pony, Indivation, Shefner, and Tendonor. Congratulations on the gifted subs courtesy of Slurfen. Thank you very much for that, Slurfen. Really appreciate it. And also, Slurfen wants me to drink some tea. I think I can do that. And the Bold Barman as well. There we go. Right, let's go and load the previous game. Thankfully, it has got a load where we are Carthage, though we'll need to take that turn again, but it's not really a problem. We haven't done very much. Is this game more like Civilization than EU4? Yes, much more like Civilization. Shiro wants me to drink some tea as well. This is done by the company that did Endless Legend and Endless Space. So Endless Legend in particular has a big influence on this, but it is historical, it's not fantasy. So it takes the historical aspects of Civilization, adds in some other stuff, and then takes some of the mechanics from Endless Legend, and this is the game.
As urban centres grow, both ideas and sewage are generated at a...
I do like that intro, but we've seen it before. Alright, so we are now Carthage. We are merchants. We've got sailing. We have the merchant affinity. We're going to do some new technology. We're going to grab, what was it? Philosophy and then hydrology, I believe. Okay. I feel like the volume's gone up again. It had. Note how I opened this and suddenly the volume's like, oh, hold on a second, he's got it down to 50. Endless Sif, yeah, pretty much. Okay, so we need to talk to these guys and do some trade.
For your consideration.
Yes, I will trade everything with you. I will then
Most
buy
glorious! Yes!
Like moonlight on water.
that from you. So we are now trading with the Mycenaeans. And then we were going to have a word with you. We're going to say no.
You should listen to this.
And I'm not trading with you. Screw those guys. Cool, that's that done. Next, we need to check these out. Attitude changed, yep, we've done that. Civics point gained, okay. We'll take a look over here. Is there anything that we want to grab? Religious rights is personal rights versus procession. Unfortunately, this isn't going to tell me what procession does, so I'm not going to be able to do anything with you. Production cost for religious districts. We haven't been doing that very much. Or we can get legitimacy, which is modifying attach outpost, modify absorb city, which I think is done with the independent empires, which will also make us more progressive. Or we just save the point for later, because things will almost certainly become available. We'll do that instead. What tea do I have today? And did I add honey? I have Earl Grey and no. If it's not intentional that Quill 18 AI looks suspiciously accurate, it's intentional. It's 100% intentional. Can I buy the second die and sell it to someone else? Yes. Yes, I can. So we want to go to you and then sell it to Assyria. Apparently we don't have a trade route to Assyria, so we can't. However, I could buy lead from you. Science? 105 ducats. Do I have that? I have that. I guess I can only choose to buy stuff. You would have to buy it from me. I can't just offer it to you. Oh, and they have dye anyway. That's why they don't want to buy it from me, because I have it already. And I've only got the one copy of my other stuff. For now. I'm working on getting more. Alright, Mill Artist was going to do more maker stuff. And more food. Yeah. And you were also going to get a lumberyard. All the other cities are doing their thing. You guys... this is where we crashed last time. I'm going to try and do the same thing, though. I'm just not going to do it as quickly. I'm going to let you actually move.
Follow me.
And there we go. Didn't crash that time. Yes, we did. God damn it. Okay, so I apparently cannot do anything else except for letting them automatically explore. Oh no, loud. Sorry. Auto Explorer is bugged. Yes. Do I have that save? Yeah. It saves at the beginning of that turn. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is load this up. Just say, hey, 50%. Remember. I'm going to load you. Oh, sorry, Saikana. Yes, I can. I need to find where the saves are, but I can do that.
As urban centers...
Okay, so we're going to go through all this really quickly. I'm just going to blitz through because you've now seen me do it 3 times. Philosophy, hydrology, close you, acknowledge, acknowledge, one idle city, build, maker, build, farmer, build, number. And that was all of it. Okay, saving game. Because I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to see if this will actually do it. So you're going to go off in that direction. Now, my clicking away doesn't affect you. This is the guy where it crashes. Not this time, though. Okay, I'll send you that first save. So this time it worked. Oh, trade. Right. Thank you.
What do you say to this appealing proposal?
Yes. Buy 1 die.
Gladly.
Like
Yes.
moonlight.
Go to you. Say sod off. And then go to you. Buy lead. Beautiful. And I'm not going to bother buying the other copy. Because I'm guessing you only get the modifier once. Otherwise it would be a bit crazy if you could suddenly get like plus 15 stability for having 3 sets of lead. Dev team in chat, much respect, game looks awesome, honestly good work. It's not the first time either. The first time I streamed Humankind, we had their PR person in. So let me just go and see if I can find the save for this before I forget. Bear with me just a moment, chat. So it's in Documents, it's in Humankind, there it is. Then it's in Save Files. It is the most recent, which is not 1. It's an autosave. I'm glad I checked that. Which autosave is this? This is... haha. It's the one that's at 2 minutes past 11. There we go. That one. Copy. I'll just stick it into my YouTube channel docs right now. Where would the bug forum be? No, that's not it. It was games together, and I'll just leave that open so I remember to check it. Okay, cool. And yeah, I'll do it after the stream. Cool, so what else are we doing? We are having you explore over this way. Cool. Empire unknown, culture chosen. Ancient era with Nubians. That's another raider. Wait, reached the ancient era. I just hit classical. Oh, we have an Aztec. Oh no, that's because I already selected. Never mind. Best way of seeing scores is to click on you, click on you. So it looks like first, second, and third have all just switched. So I don't know which nations they've gone for. And then I guess the person in 8th just... No, can't have. I read that right. They just hit Ancient Era. Yeah. Okay, so one of them became the Goths. And these guys became Ancient and Nubians. But the only 2 people that have no era stars, which means that they've just gone up. Oops, that was right. Is the top 3. Which means that either first or second is ancient with that much fame. Alright, next question. What is the Gothic symbol? Oh, it doesn't show you. Good. Because that would have been a bit too cheap. What does it? No, it doesn't. Good. I'm sure if I knew the game better I could go, ah, that's Carthage, but I don't. And you can still move some more. Let's put you up on top of this. Have a bit of a look around. Ooh, now that might be a tempting place to put a Carthaginian city. Oh, and you know the other thing I need to do? Yeah, I need to go over to the Independent over here and say, hey. Yeah, damn. Forgot to do this every turn. The state of the city matches that of the independent people at its zenith in this case. But this state will not last forever. Soon enough, this independent people will decline before eventually collapsing. You can increase their lifetime by continuing to patronize them. Note that if an independent people's city is under your cultural influence, when its status changes to in decline, you will be able to assimilate it, and the city and any defenders' armies will pass into your hands. This possibly is obtained by making the assimilated people's choice in the independent people's civic. Yeah, I forgot to do this for 2 or 3 turns, and clearly it's cost me. Although also they are paying a small fortune in upgrades. Is it worth investing in this town? I mean, it's just another way of seeing exactly how this mechanic functions. So yeah, I would say so. And that would be a really interesting place to put a Kothon. It would also be a really interesting place to put a frickin' city. Just on this cliff overlooking the ocean. With just this tiny little peninsula leading up to it. Although you could effectively have the same thing over here. Mountains for industry. Plains for food. No rivers here. Oh, no, that's not true. There's a river here. Fascinating. Alright, can I have you becoming... Hang on, was there something else available? There was. You can build just Kothons as an outpost. Still rather have you as a city. Let's see. You could also get the Artisan's Quarter, which would allow us to grab those quicker. Although it's only 7 turns until you become a city, so I think I'd rather do that too. There doesn't really seem to be any limiting factor on upgrading them. And then how long until you... Oh, you can also... coasts. Okay, it shows their production. So it shows that they're all upgrading to cities, that's the main thing. Onwards! You build a wonder on that rise, yeah, that's true. You guys don't seem to be doing a huge amount of exploring. You seem to be just walking around my own land. Of dogs and wolves too, the public fund spent on the training dogs to protect the shepherd's herds and flocks has been money well spent. Death of the livestock has fallen dramatically and the shepherds intend to keep their new best friends. Good dog. Yields of meat are up and the city is well fed. Bountiful on Requin. And we also got another point towards progress, which is good. Because we are super sciencey. The flooded land, an unrelenting deluge of rainfall, washes down upon the great city of Melatis and the surrounding lands. If the rains don't stop soon, the banks of the great river that threads through the city will burst, flooding the adjacent quarters. With limited time and resources, the choices are stark. What do you do? So we can gamble. Chance of a terrible consequence. Let's leave it to its fate. Maybe the rains will cease. We can adapt. Limited adaptation should mitigate the biggest risks and the rains might relent in any case. Or we can protect. An expensive dike built around Melatis will ensure the city is protected from any flood threats. Chance of good consequences. And even though I don't actually have the money for this, it's going to let me do it. I wonder what the consequences of this will be. If you have a deficit, you will start losing stability. Oh, we've got loads of stability. That's fine. My earlier stability issues have meant that I've kind of fortified myself against such threats. Unlike the rising rivers, apparently. Philosophy has been researched. And somebody else did a world deed. Oh, we have iron in the capital. Heck yeah. So, Litoshkin, I'm gonna need you. Oh, I don't have ironworking yet, so I can't actually exploit that. Never mind. But I will. Oh, yes, I will. I have a spare administrator as well. Although I actually have a feeling that this place may become a fairly major settlement. Or this one. This one more so, because this is going to be where my finance was going to come from. Yeah, so in 4 turns, we'll turn that into a city. We'll put an administrator there. Positive money. They've gone classical as the Meier. Okay.
A proposal for your consideration.
Okay, Mycenaeans want an open border policy. With you, I accept.
Gladly.
Let us savor this moment.
And with you?
Listen very carefully.
No.
I have a proposal.
Listen very carefully, for I will say this only 6 times. Copper and iron. That's an industrial heartland. Piss off the Assyrians if I went there. Ooh, Great Barrier Reef. Guided by the constellations, ancient peoples have navigated these colourful, fecund waters for generations beyond count. That's an interesting area, though. It's also got a coral reef right on the coast. Plains for food, rocky scree and woodland for production, and it's got copper and iron. Any sign of the, you know, Romans? Nope, not yet, thankfully. Alright, scrolling back over here. All of you lot are still just building up, which is fine. How's my capital comparing to theirs? My Sinai has a population of 0. Asura is a 6, so that is bigger than me. But that's because I did build a bunch of soldiers here, and in fact next turn we become a 6 too. That's fine. And I think... I mean, we do have plentiful food right now, so no, I don't think I need to worry about you at all. You're just going to keep on doing your thing. And there's the hydrology. Cool. Classical with the Persians. Okay, so somebody is going to be super aggro. Still my snails. I thought this might have been in order of AI number, but it's not. Science! We need to do more science. Rhetoric would be influence in the main plaza. Science and researcher slots, that's, I'm guessing, an upgrade of the library. And faith on holy sites. I mean, all of those would be pretty nice. Fortifications would get us military camp, stone walls, and citizens. Whereas standing army would allow me to actually use the iron, so I think I'm going to do that and then that. And probably the levy trade. Cool. Oops, what was that? Attitude changed. Population gain. Cool. The flooded lands. The Great Dyke was constructed in rapid time at your behest, and a provident choice it turned out to be too. The deluge didn't relent, but despite the endless range, Milatus and his people and property remained safe, only suffering some wet and shivering skin. Better yet, the farmlands became even more fertile in the rain's aftermath. Bountiful on Milatus for 10 turns. The people of Milatus rejoice in their leader's wise rule. It's just good business. You have a problem? No problem. Just throw money at it. Problem solved. Hey, Von Ragnar. Okay, next. We do need to have another word with these guys. We're in first place again, so they like us the most. We can start assimilating them. Whoop. Okay. By start assimilation, it means take them right now. Alright then. Done. What should we call this? We are going to call this... Grumbuskin. Cool. Now, what has Grumbuskin ever done for us? Let me just go and tick that off so I know that I've named one after you. Where have you gone? There you are.